Is it a waste of time to suffer? Like, there are multiple occasions where I feel emotions at such great lengths in comparison to other people, and I let it happen. The feeling of dread, the feeling of all these thoughts that I don't want to think about, I push through it and suffer. Like the feeling of sadness, anger. I don't want to feel it, but I still force myself to. And it's to better my future, in hopes of really knowing who I am. But is there really any benefit to it? Wouldn't it just be better if I just kept it in? Why would I want to suffer through all these feelings? It doesn't bring anything significant. No one's going to reward me for it. What's the point? It's a painful process as well, having to go through all of this. The emotions. Even when you push your emotions down, it will eventually fall. And through that, I was like, why not? Why don't I just push through it and go through all the emotions I've felt? And that's hard, because it pushes you into the lowest point of your life, because your mind is your greatest enemy, and that's what people say. It pushes you down, and then when it is amplified by emotions, it would only make you fall to the lowest point of your life. But why would you do that? Why wouldn't you just rise to the top, or rather believe you're at the top? By just doing certain habits that make you not feel numb. But then that makes you start never feeling anything. And it's just a constant cycle of fun. And what else is there to it? Because you don't have a comparison towards if it's really fun. Just like how when you have money, you're grateful for it because you were poor. Just like when you have food, you're grateful for it because maybe there were times when you didn't have enough money for food. It's like you don't have a comparison to be grateful for. And maybe that's why the world is the way it is. Because we only push beyond having fun, enjoying our life, because there's only once enjoying it, no suffering involved, or rather the avoidance of it. And of course, inevitably, you meet across it, and you'll face it, but that doesn't mean you have to look at it straight on. Just a quick glance, and then you continue onto your fun. And why not? I ask myself that. Why should I go through this suffering, this pain of feeling? Even not just feeling for myself, but feeling for others. In terms of if someone else is hurt, I just can't contain myself either. It's not like I'd react crazily, because I've grown in terms of knowing how to react. But I just really want to question why. Why would I put myself into this? Because rather than being so emotional, feeling everything, even if it was happiness, there's always a sense of pain there. Why do that when everybody else is having a sense of happiness, or just going towards that, being oblivious and blocking away the fact that, yeah, it's not a big deal. Like, why am I being so emotional? It's absolutely not a big deal. But it's the fact that I know it's not a big deal logically, but emotionally, I don't feel like that. So I sit through it. And it's just so hard to sit through it. I get it. It's so hard. Because honestly, that could just make your life even worse. That could just make your life even worse. And then once you reach that point, where can you go? Once you reach your lowest point, where can you go? You can only go up. But then again, couldn't you do the same when you don't go through the suffering of emotions? Yes, we feel. But in the world that we live, do we really have to feel everything? It only makes us feel worse and spiral around and around into an endless pit. Because it feels like everybody in this world has accumulated such pain and suffering because of not dealing with these emotions. And that will just pass on to many other generations of not recognizing how we actually feel. Because again, logically, why? Why do you have to go through your emotions? Isn't it weak? Why would you want to give sympathy? Why do you want to feed energy into the feeling of suffering? Why? Isn't that just stupid? But I feel like there's something deeper along those lines. And I might not know it yet, but it could be along the lines of knowing who you really are. But is that really important nowadays? Even if you know who you are, doesn't life become harder? The more you know who you are in this world, the harder it is, because now you have something to fight for. But then the way the world works, it's better to not have an identity, because it won't push as much. The world won't push as much, put as much pressure around you, because you have nothing really to fight for. And this is a bridge that I'm walking between. I know who I am, but I've been barricaded into not wanting to feel, to not wanting to know. Because there's times that when I am real, when I am truly myself, I feel aggravated when trapped into such meaningless constructions of society. It's not like I'm totally against it,